I can't really say that I have a title at this point. I'm working on it, but Dash Snow. I'll tell you what I don't believe in. Can I do that? All right, I don't believe in the laws or the system by any means whatsoever. I try not to obey them at any time.
Who is Pt.2?
Pt.2 was just a rapper trying to find his niche, studying all the greats and taking pieces from each individual styles and rapping. You know what I mean? That's Pt.2.
Kendrick Lamar's Heart series has been a huge staple in his catalog in the cultural movement in hip-hop. The Heart series is not just a collection of songs, it's a journey through his life and career. These introspective tracks serve as bookmarks, taking us through a deep and emotional ride through each era of his music. Each phase is a unique blend of sound, style, and message. His personal struggles and complex subjects he touches on in his songs make it easy to connect with him on a profound level. Today we're diving into The Heart Part 2, where we get an up-close and personal look into Kendrick Lamar's mind while on a grind to the top.
High on dope and then nodding out trying to go to sleep at like 5 in the morning, and my girlfriend called me and found out I was nodding out and dumped me. I'd say that's a good reason to cry though.
The person talking in the beginning of the song is Dash Snow, a graffiti artist. In an interview, he's asked about things that keep him alive. He then answers the questions in a very surface level and half comical way.
4 big bottles of water a day, 2 packs of Marlboro Reds, and...
Then Dash really thinks about the question and gives his real answer.
What keeps me alive? Shit. Music. I have to listen to music all day long. I'd say that keeps me going.
This video is very airy with the context of how Dash Snow passed away, but we'll get back to that in a second. The Heart Part 2, produced by The Roots, starts with Kendrick Lamar interpolating a Nas verse from the song B Major.
At the studio console, ask my man to the right, what this verse sound like? Should I freestyle or write?
Sitting in the studio thinking about which move would go right now. Freestyle or write down, whatever.
In this song, Kendrick pays homage. In the song, Kendrick pays homage to many rappers, artists, and free thinkers that have come before him and paved the roads for him to run to the top of hip-hop. Bob Moses is a man who led the civil rights movement Freedom Summer in the 1960s, which aimed to register black voters in Mississippi by recruiting students from HBCUs and colleges. He's quoted for saying, "The youth in the 60s were being told to let bygones be bygones, while in the next line, the youth today buy guns and more guns." Kendrick gives his interpolation of this and relates it to how he feels growing up in Compton, feeling trapped and watching his elders lose their freedom because of life sentences in prison.
Let bygones be bygones, but where I'm from, we buy guns and more guns to give to the young. I'm living the life of a nigga, trap nigga. Inside the system, all you envision is trap nigga.
He recalls jail phone conversations with his uncle doing life in prison and giving him wisdom to rap about social issues instead of bragging about riches and rap beef.
My uncle doing life inside prison, he wasn't rap too tight. He told me rap about life, not rap niggas.
While I'm not 100% sure, Kendrick could be referring to his Uncle Bobby that he previously rapped about in the song Uncle Bobby and Jason Keaton.
Found guilty, somebody had yelled domestic violence on my uncle, was working with 2 strikes, only out a year, now facing life. I can only imagine.
Taking his uncle's advice to the heart, Kendrick shouted out his uncle after following his advice years later on the track Poor Man Dreams.
But anyway, this for my niggas, uncles, 23 hours sending me pictures. I want you to know that I'm so determined to blow that you hear the music I wrote, hope it gets you off death row.
Kendrick then begins to reference some of his songs from the Kendrick Lamar EP to further strengthen his point of view. Specifically, I Want to Be Heard, I Am, and Faith.
You probably heard I wanna be heard and wonder who I am. You probably even listen to Faith and think I know Zion.
After doubling down on his formally spoken messages, he pleads that he too finds the truth of the universe to be tricky, often stuck in a clash of Christianity and science.
But really I'm just caught in a loop of understanding the truth because it seems like it's always clashing with science.
At this point in the song, Kendrick's given us context to those who influenced his thought process growing up and the conclusions that he's made in the present moment as a result of this. But even with this context, he pleads that we don't even know half of who he is.
I swear to God, half of y'all just don't know Kendrick. The School of Hard Knocks, we was the first ones in attendance.
The School of Hard Knocks, or the University of Life, is an idiom coined by Albert Hubbard. The School of Hard Knocks refers to the tough experiences that lead to positive outcomes in life. It is a phrase which is most typically used by a person to claim a level of wisdom imparted by life, which should be considered at least equal in merit to academic knowledge. Kendrick says that he was the first one in attendance, most likely meaning he was born into the university or born into negative experiences. And in case you didn't believe him, he tells stories of common situations he witnessed growing up.
You walking down the block, he got shot, you are no eyewitness. You just mind your business. You just turn your head, kneel down, and then tie your tennis. It's kind of scary, ain't it?
Kendrick Lamar says thank you after this excerpt from Dash Snow speaking on the film You Doing You. Dash Snow unfortunately passed away from a drug overdose in 2009. This tragic event helped inspire Kendrick Lamar to come up with the title for his mixtape, Overly Dedicated, or OD. The cover of the album features pictures of artists who have passed away due to an overdose of drugs, including Michael Jackson, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Bruce Lee, Dash Snow, and many others. There's something about this interview clip that gives me chills every time I watch it. Dash Snow says the thing that keeps him alive is music.
Music, I have to listen to music all day long. I'd say that keeps me going. I'm a pretty dark person. I've thought about ending it a million times, and I have to say that music keeps me here. By far, the main thing. That's what I wish I did do was music, but I just haven't got there.
In my opinion, this interview of him inspiring Kendrick Lamar's OD is a way of him giving himself up for music and the continuation of it. But then the message of the song gets a little darker in hindsight. Towards the end of the song, soul singer Alori Joe sings,
"We would like to call this an appreciation tape for those who recognize the Kendrick Lamar EP. So this is a Kendrick Lamar OD. Because of you, we are overly dedicated.
Alori Joe ends up playing a huge role in the lives of Black hippies, Kendrick Lamar, Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, and J-Rock. The story of her impact unravels in 2012 on the track The Heart Part 3. And if you want to take a deep dive into The Heart Part 3, look no further than this video right here, where we continue the story of Kendrick Lamar's explosive rise to fame and the pinnacle moments in his life that got him there.